you. But that's it. So thanks so much, everybody. And now let's jump into a little Q&A. First of all, I started this one from Ben in the beginning. He had a quick question about World Mobile Token in the Coinbase wallet. He says now it calls it World Mobile Token. Now it says WMTX. Just so you know, I think you've got like 3 days to transfer it over. And he says, I haven't done the upgrade, thanks, because World Mobile Token is bridging over to another chain, going to be on the base ecosystem. And Fox Savage Gaming actually answered. He says, if you're holding WMTX within the Coinbase wallet, they did the conversion for you. I did not know that was the thing. So I actually text on. Let's see. I text the guys over at World Mobile. They didn't get back to me. So we'll go with that. That's how it works. Great. I didn't know that was actually a thing. And then Oscraig says, what profits, dude? Altcoins didn't move at all. Again, I think this is a big thing about time horizons. You know, are we looking at 6 months? Are we looking at 6 weeks? What are we doing here? So yeah, I mean, over a short time frame, no, it wasn't. But I'm not a person that buys something and sells it within like a week or something or a day. I can't do that. I mean, I guess I could, but I'd probably suck at it, so I don't do it. Let's see. Rob, if you listen real close, you can hear ETH snoring with no plans on waking up ever. Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing. We all pile on with Ethereum. Although, like I said, this was the most positive net inflow for the Ethereum ETF, which was yesterday. So maybe there's some things going on in the background we don't know about, but who knows? I still own a good amount of ETH, and I like the layer 2 solutions. We'll see what happens. You know, is it going to be this, Solana taking over and ETH just falls down, and maybe then SWI comes in, and then AVAX comes in, and then, maybe Cardano hits it up with their native assets, which are super safe. It's anybody's guess. That's why I diversify. And then Crypto Ross, Bitcoin to the moon, probably. Timbuktu Panda says Near and SWI have similar market cap, but SWI fully diluted volume is 4x of Near. Do you think Near will pump more? But you have to understand something about those two things. It's a great nuanced question. Let's bring this up. So Near, N-E-A-R, and SWI, which I did get verification from Guy, who has interviewed the founders of SWI. They said they pronounce it SWI, not SUI. Like, great. Actually, this isn't the right way to say that, to look at this. What you have to look at is unlocks. And you have to look at the fully diluted value of each of these projects. So here is Near. And here is SWI. Wow, SWI is number 18. Pretty good. So we're looking at is for Near protocol token unlocks. And you can see here, well, first of all, you want to take a look at what is the total supply. Total supply is 1.22. There's always something with somebody. Total supply is 1, and over here, of course, that's why I love different on-chain analysis and stuff, because it's always wrong. It says total supply is 1.215. The other one says 1.22. Circulating supply, 1.22 billion Near, 1.22. Market cap, circulating supply, total supply. So they match up, right? Max supply is infinity because they have to pay for staking as time goes on. Maybe they don't have enough. Gotcha. So there's no unlocks. And that's why the fully diluted value and the market cap line up perfectly, right? Because everything's circulating. The total supply is the exact same amount as circulating supply. Now let's take a look at SUI. SWI. Even I said it wrong. Okay. Max supply is 10 billion. Total supply is 10 billion. What's the circulating supply? 25%, essentially, is 2.76 billion. So that's why you see like the market cap is only 5.8 billion, but the fully diluted valuation, if there was 10 billion in actually circulating, it'd be $21 billion. Wow, it's a lot. So the thing you have to ask yourself is, well, how does that look as far as unlocks? So I just learned this trick this week, and I'm still excited about it. So on CoinMarketCap, you click on token unlocks. Not news, token unlocks. And you can see that there was a big jump. God dang it, I hate when it does this. There was a big jump, I want to say between April 17th and May 17th. I want to say May 1st. There was a unlock of a boatload, actually. 200, 300, like 800 million tokens, right? That's back in May. But then from there, we have linear unlocks coming in, but very small amounts. And what people are worried about is like, well, if they're going to unlock and dump on me, I don't want to do that. But remember, this happened back in May, right? May 1st. How's the price been doing so far? Fantastic, as a matter of fact. SWI, over the last, I don't know, month, pretty good. How about 3 months? Even better. So like with SWI, you have to understand that there are some unlocks, but it's not a ton. And the time when all the tokens will be unlocked will be 2069. I'm not going to be here. I don't know if you're going to be here, but I won't. But what you probably want to think about is, well, what about until this major bull run at some point in 2025? How much gets taken out or how much gets unlocked? Not much. It's just from here. This is February 17, 2025 to November. Just this little stuff right here. So if you're worried about it and unlocks and all that, I'm not too radically concerned with SWI and the unlocks. Now, Nero obviously makes a better point because they have everything unlocked, but it is what it is. I'm not going to be here in 2069. Maybe you. I sure as heck are not going to be in this market. Well, that's not true. You'll never get out of this market. Just like we talked about, like with assets, you'll never get out. So welcome to crypto. Let's see. Tesla's here, Ferrari's here. Gary Reed, Doge has to hit 33 cents for me to sell that mutt. That's when you know it's time to go. Well, you know, with the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, talked about by Elon Musk, who knows? Yeah, exactly. Beardy says, thumbnail warrior versus armchair quarterback. Everybody's the both. Everybody can be both on Sundays or Thursdays or Monday nights, whatever. No, this is not true. I'm not that good at it. And I wish I was better at it. I wish I could time it perfectly to where I hit this point and then it goes all the way down again and I just buy it again and then it goes up again and I sell at the top. Wouldn't it be great to sell at the top and buy at the bottom? I mean, it's a great strategy. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Gas fees is here. Dez is here. Tezos is dead. Is that Tezos? I'm not for sure. Galaroo says, I did the eyeball scan, $300 of WMT. So WMT is not World Mobile Token. I think that's World Coin. I think that's Sam Altman's project, the guy behind ChatGPT and stuff like that. They want to scan your eyeball and then they'll give you like, you know, their token. I'm not going to do it. But yeah, that's the one thing with World Mobile Token and World Coin. It sounds so similar. And that's the problem with having, you know, 10,000 altcoins. That's it. Uzi says alts suck. They don't move an inch. No, trust me. Once we get into this bull run, you're going to be blown away by how fast they actually move. Near as a ghost chain? I don't know. Like, look, I mean, let's go here. I know people will say like, it's a ghost chain because the price doesn't move and it sucks. I got you. I understand. What I'm looking at, no. Bridges unlocks NFT. There used to be apps. It's just dApp Central. Oh, it's dApp Radar. That's the one. Explore dApps. Let's see which dApps are being used the most on which chain. And this will be a good one. So the first one is an ad. I don't know what that is. And that's interesting. Radium takes the #1 spot. And that is, I believe, a decentralized exchange. Balance. This is over 24 hours. Let's at least do 30 days and see where we're at. Ooh, Radium's still crushing it. So Radium, unique active wallets in 30 days is 53 million. That's the balance of 330,000. That's interesting. And then they did a volume of 1 million. All right. Kaiching is a retail app, and that's on Near. And their balance, 801,000. Unique active wallets, 18 million. So yeah. And then down here, number 3 is Uniswap, B3 and B2 and Jupiter Exchange. So it's not like it's a dead chain. It's just super cheap and doesn't really move the needle. So I get you. I have a lot of Near. I wish it would move faster. But remember, I mean, in all honesty, how has it been doing the last 3 months or so? Yeah, there you go. How about a year? Yeah, still not the greatest. Although in 1 year, 393%. How did Bitcoin do for a year? Again, if I'm going to go down into the risky, well, okay, you got me on this one. 1 year, it's up 143%. So I guess you could double your return if you got into Near and did a one single purchase, I suppose. All right. Don't compare them. Sui is the future. We have to compare, right? Hello, crypto. 2112. Yeah, Uzi says, I got Near and Link and ETH and Fetch and Sol. All didn't move. Over time, man, over time. But again, you know, you'd be surprised when you have the portfolio tracker and say, oh, I'm up on this. Or there's like I've got a lot of different alts I've been accumulating. There's some I had no idea that they actually still existed. And I was like, wow, they're pretty good. I gotta get rid of this trash. Yeah. Kranskinator says, it's great to watch YouTubers and never listen to them. Do your own research. No offense. No, none taken. It's just, you just take what you need from like one person that you listen to, then you listen to a podcast, you take a little information, then you read a book, and you take some other information, and then you just pull it all together for your investment strategy. That's pretty much it. Markets start rolling at the same second Dan says I took profits a day. Probably so. Who knows? In the next 24 hours, we could double everything. We could go from 2.4 trillion to almost $5 trillion. I find it highly unlikely, but it could. And then Global Citizen says, W2F, you selling? Global Citizen, I'm guessing you are late to the party. So watch the video. I'm pretty sure Global Citizen. Well, that's not true. WTF. Oh, okay. We just talked about this. So we had Dogecoin, Solana, Aether, and something else. So that's what we sold. You can check anytime you want, but you can never leave. That's right. Great. Timothy says, thanks to Rob. I got a bag of Sui and Near. I think Sui's going to do great this run. I think Near's going to do good as well. It's a good chain. Again, it's just like we talked about. You could have the greatest, it's that restaurant down the street, right? The best food of all time, best service, nobody goes. You go there 1 week, fantastic. The food's cheap. The waiter's excellent, well priced. And then you go back like a month later, and there's like half the people there. And you go back 6 weeks, and it's gone. Just didn't make it for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't do enough marketing. Maybe their owner embezzled. Maybe they had a bout of E. coli in the food. I don't. But businesses are very fragile things. And I know like people say, well, it's an ecosystem and it's community driven, and sure, great. But if you don't have partnerships and you don't have growth, you're dead. And that's it. There's only one asset out there, I feel, that doesn't have to, really get adopted by a ton of institutions. That's Bitcoin. That's why it's the safest bet. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you as much gains as like in 2010, but whatever. Darren says, okay, what did Dan sell? Like 4 tokens. So just watch the video. Solana and Doge and Ether and something else. Oh, bonk. That's what it was. Bonk. Yeah. Everybody's different. Rob's taking profits other than that. And I will stress this. If I didn't need to pony up a good amount of cash for this apartment complex, I wouldn't have sold. Probably wouldn't have sold because I didn't really need it. I was like, whatever. But it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, WLD, not WNC. Yeah, that's the problem with using tickers. I had the same problem. Destructive says, I have no idea how high alts like Doge can even go this cycle. I don't know, but watch out for meme coins. I think that I just don't think that people are into the whole investing thesis and holding on. I think most people are more the degenerate style, and they're just like, hey, I like gambling, and they're going to gamble like crazy. So just look for the ones that have, I hate to say it, Dogecoin's been around since, Dogecoin's been around for a decade. And, we make fun of it, we laugh at it, but besides 9 other tokens or 9 other cryptos or digital assets, everything else below Dogecoin doesn't have the market cap that Dogecoin does. And it usually hasn't been around for as long as Dogecoin has. So I know whatever your project is, and trust me, I rationalize it myself. I'm like, why does Dogecoin do this? Or why does Pepe do this when I have this project that has massive utility and a great team and a great community? Why does this go up? It just does. Sometimes you just have to dare to be dumb and just go, okay, I'll get into that. John says, Bitcoin down and says 59% until it goes to 60. I'm Bitcoin heavy. Cheers to Ben. Yeah, sure. Looks good. Ooh, Bitcoin testing 69K. Let's see. 68. Yeah, look at that. Very nice. Look at that 1 year. Man, talk about range bound. Look at this. I'm all 73, but huh. Fascinating. Dimick 2, I dumped the cash. That and saved up for a house down payment from savings account to Bitcoin, hoping to buy a house in 2025. Am I crazy? Nothing wrong with that. He says, aren't all these alts supposed to pump already? Come on, let's go. No, not really. I don't. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's go back in time. Because everything started with Ethereum, right? This was back when everybody thought for sure that Ethereum was the future. Go like this. So what do you notice here? Oh, this isn't right. Okay, so what do you notice here? Let's start here. So this is from the last halving year, 2020. So August 6th, I remember this time too. I remember picking up Ethereum for like $100. This was back in the day, but now it was like way overpriced at 386. Way overpriced. And then nothing really happened. August, and then there was a jump, 475. So now here we are. October. Doesn't this kind of seem familiar? Just kind of range bound right here. And then what happened? More range boundness. And then, yeah, this is pretty much it. And then around November came up. And we started to see a little bit, and this is November, right? And then into this, you went from, well, $380 essentially. And you went to the end of November, and it's a pretty good gain. Then it dropped off the face of the planet. And there we are. So I forgot about this. Things didn't really start to rally until November, December. But there was quite a dips. And then nothing really, really took off until, well, this is December, right after Christmas. What was great about this time is that presidential election was over. We knew who we were going to get. People kind of figured it out. There wasn't a bunch of economic turmoil. We were printing money like crazy, America. And then we just did this in 2021. And that wasn't even that big of a deal. Then we took a healthy pullback, and then February, that's not it. Yeah, now here's some perspective. And we rolled all the way up to May, 4,100. And then we lost it all back down to here. Wow, that's like a 60% drop. And if you would have taken some profits along the way, you've been okay. But people kept holding on. That's fine. And then they went to almost 5,000. But then, of course, what happened there? Back to the wastelands. 1,000. So yeah, I think there's just, if you look at it historically, but things do kind of line up quite miraculously. The difference is we don't have any stimulus checks coming in yet. Who knows? But rates will drop, and quantitative easing is still firing. So we'll see. We will see. That's a good one. Comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah, and there's another lesson for you. When you sell these things, you can't look back. All you have to do is go, okay, sold, and I did whatever I did with the money. And that's it. If you bought another asset, hey, hopefully that works out for you. Link still has legs. Price looks fair for a pump. Last high was like $52. You could still see a break. Yeah, we'll see. It's a kind of a funny thing. Chainlink is, the one big oracle, but it seems like it doesn't really move too much. And you would think that it would, because it's would be valuable for on-chain data, right? Hour 19. How is it done? 5% for today. It's pretty good. How about for a year? It's up 55% for the year. That's awful for an altcoin. Sorry, 55% for a year. Went from $7. That's pretty good. To 21. When was this? 2023, $7 to March. That's pretty good. Now we're back here. Yeah, I could probably still run. Who knows? I love Charles, but man, ADA, yeah. Rob is selling his minivan. No, minivan's paid off. Why would I sell that? And it still runs. Doesn't look cool, but it's super comfortable. When you guys get older, you'll trust me. You'll get it. I noticed you held on to your olive coin. Tomato coin. I don't know if there's an olive coin out there, but yeah. Yeah, Bitcoin. I'm going drinking. Ben says, you're the chillest Bitcoiner on YouTube. I love diversification in real estate. Yeah, it just makes sense. And then the next evolution of what we're going to do, I think, is going to be even better. But I'll probably do a video on that when we really get into the bull market. I'll tell you what that is. That's going to be a good one. Because, I mean, you think about it, like it's best to, if you can contribute to the economy and to your community and do good things, that's, I think, might be better than just being a billionaire, right? Just hit 69. Great. Oh my God, profits. Orlando says, when you sell, do you sell enough for whatever you want, or do you sell enough for what you want, plus the taxes that you're going to get taxed on? So you have to understand, I moved to Puerto Rico in 2020. I don't have capital gains tax. That's one thing. So if you are those individuals, you should try to sell for a little bit of your tax burden. But I will remind you, this is why real estate's great. Because did you know that there's this thing called depreciation? And the depreciation of the value of your asset, being the real estate, you can use against your taxes for your gains. So for this, you could use this every single year and kind of offset. It all depends. So again, like if you're like, oh, I got to sell this plus the 20%, but if you don't really remember that, oh, I have these deductions, and that could be a massive amount of deduction that you're doing. So at this point, for me, no. For other people, you should. But don't let, I know some people say, well, I don't want to pay the 20% because of this and this and this. Look, you know what the worst thing is remember Luna? I used to hear that from people who were holding on to stuff like Luna. They're like, I don't want to sell Luna because then I'm gonna get dinged 20%. Or if it's short-term capital gains, whatever it is, 25, 33, whatever your tax bracket is. I just don't want to sell. And then went to zero. And when I went to zero, they're like, well, I didn't have to pay taxes, but I have absolutely nothing to show for it. So if you would have sold at the top, let's say you made $10 million. It's pretty good, right? But then you have to take into consideration that you owe 20% of your capital gains. Government takes your $2 million. You're left with $8 million. Are you okay with that? I'm okay with that. So yeah. Let's see. Gabriel Gray. Why take profits still very early? Elections to come, just seen having. This is, yeah, just watch the video. Caspa, yeah, I still own some, but I don't really think it's done too much. Let's see how it's been. I got to tell you, I'm not even going to look at the comments after this because I know people are not going to watch the video. Let's see, 1 month. Jeez. 3 months? 1 year? Okay. 1 year, you're up. Oh my God. You're up 17% in a year? That's it? That's sad. I guess it just depends on where you're at. Let's just look at 24 hours. Okay, I'm up 5%. That sucks, man. I mean, Caspa could probably run. Great, good project. Passionate community. We'll see what happens. Okay, Des, lump of coal. Meme says, did anyone else play the Learn and Earn on Coinbase and earn Alio? I never heard of it, but now it's on Coinbase. I used to do it all the time with Coinbase. Just go through their quizzes and then get their whatever random crypto they had. And they always failed. I was like, So I just try to immediately sell it from now on. But Alio, I have no idea what that is. I would wish that, I wish Coinbase would list more meme coins. Why not? Kevin Surf says, will Binance US ever be available again as a premium exchange in the US? I have no idea. But assuming there was a big, huge split between Binance Global and Binance US. And one of them threw the other one under the bus. And now they don't. I don't even know if Binance US is Binance US even open? I don't use it. I use Kraken sometimes and Coinbase a lot because I'm stuck in the US. Also crypto.com. Why you dumped? We just talked about it for 20 minutes. Profits. Yeah, hey Beardy, how you doing? Beardy, how you doing, man? After we had that good discussion about AI scams and such, how's everything going? Hopefully it's going good. Look at DOT for 2 years. All right, I'll take that challenge. This is not going to be pretty. Polkadot. Hey, December 20. It's pretty good. It's up 2.6% for today. How about 7 days? Oh, look at that. 1 month. Okay. You're up 5.8% for 30 days. 3 months. All right. A year? Not bad. Let's take a look at 2 years. I got to tell you, it's not too awful. I mean, it's not great. 580 here. If you would have dollar cost that, maybe you could put your cost basis down. But again, the time to sell was, I keep seeing this, around March. That was a good time to sell. I know, like I said, when I put that, where'd it go? Was this it? Oh, yeah. When I put this out on March 31st and I was taking profits, like it was, and again, like I just thought, I'm like, wow, things are up a lot. I need some money for this other asset. Didn't really think too much of it. But everybody was really mad. I don't know why. I think it's because like if you sell, people feel like you're not a part of the same team and that you're taking food out of their kids' mouths or whatnot, and they just don't like it, even though it all has to be personal. 4 legs, not even insured. Not bad. Not bad, Panda. Nothing? Teach us real estate? Real estate's a little bit tricky. But next thing, I think should be do pretty well. What is the fastest growing population? It's the elderly. It's boomers. So just think about that when you're thinking about real estate. It all makes sense when I do a video on it. Ian says real estate's greater than Lambos. It could be, but you know, there was this great discussion on the All In podcast. And one of the guys was talking about hurricanes. And he was talking about, this was, of course, Hurricane Milton that came through Florida and Helene that came through North Carolina. And they said that they did there was a study of course, why this happens. The ocean water has recorded some of the highest temperatures ever in recorded history, apparently. And because of that, we see more hurricanes. Is that because of global warming? Is that because of whatever? Or is this a natural cycle? I don't know. But he did say, he goes, we're going to see more and more hurricanes, and we see more and more hurricanes than real estate that are along the coastal lines of where these tropical hurricanes are going to get hit hard. And it's going to be very difficult to insure those properties. And if those properties are underwater, then, you know, what are you going to do? So it's something to think about, especially if you live in a tropical area like I do, like in Puerto Rico. If you live in Florida, especially on the eastern side or the western side, there's a lot of things that could definitely happen. And if you don't have insurance that could actually cover it, or it becomes like 1% to 2% cost of your entire house, or up to 5% for the year, how do you do that? It doesn't, economically doesn't make any sense. So I think a lot of people are going to take a hit for real estate in general because of those issues. Or it could totally turn around and be nothing. Who knows? Luna was awesome. Luna was awesome. The future of finance. It was a great slogan. But like Monkey says, it destroyed him or her, or him or her. And it just hurt a lot of people. That's just how it was. $100 Luna was a good buy. Not today, but back then, maybe. Don't read the comments. No, we already got a taste of that after our interview. That's for sure. At least they would list more real projects in New York. Oh, because you're probably stuck and you can't get. I'm just going to guess that the crypto ecosystems or products that are available to you in New York are limited because of the state that you live in. I think that's what it is. Sorry. I know Kraken would talk about that in Gemini. Is Gemini even open? Let me know if that one's actually open. I don't use it. DOT used to be a big deal back in 2020, 2021. Look at it now. Yeah, that's why like some people say like you get one cycle and you either shine bright and are able to come into the next one, but usually it doesn't do two, only certain ones. And I got to tell you, I mean, the ones that have made it so far, Bitcoin, Ethereum, for 2 cycles, I think Solana's going to do well this one. Cardano did great in 2017 and stupendous in 2021. Let's see if it can keep happening in 2024. But Polkadot seems to be slipping for whatever reason. Time to sell DOT was 2022. Probably so. Pay says, hey, Dad, after you sell 80% of your crypto next year, you're going to stay in Puerto Rico or come back home to Texas? Puerto Rico's home. Texas is just here because we have to take care of like different business things that we have to do. But yeah, I'd rather be in Puerto Rico, which is, my plane leaves the 29th, as a matter of fact. I got about 10 days or so to go. Wait for real estate. Everyone says hi. Darren's right. Elderly care facilities, they print money all day long. Residential assisted living. If there was a statistic that, gosh, what was it? Wish I could remember, but it was the amount of people that turn 80 years old, or is it 80 or 75? It's between 75 and 80. Every day is like hundreds of thousands of people. And before you know it, and of course, all these people, they need places to live on a monthly basis, right? Because at some point, you only take care of yourself so much. So there's a huge boom for assisted living. Who'd have thunk it? Pepe. Yeah, it's more needed. So that's the direction we're going. It's great. History in healthcare, history in real estate. It's going to pay off, I think, quite well. Yeah, memory care. Memory care is the biggest one for dementia, Alzheimer's, Lewy body syndrome, those type of things. I'll take care of you. Very true. Yeah. Tell me in the comment section if you've got elderly parents that need assistance. I think that is the next thing. Whoa, I still got Anchor Protocol. PTSD. I think that was the one from Luna, right? Where it was giving like 25% yield or something crazy like that. Oh, yeah. Rob, you're on the 18-year cycle for real estate. Yeah, this was something that was pointed out to me, the natural cycles, 2020, 2020, or every, I guess, 18 to 20 years. You see like a big boom and then a big bust. And I think we're like coming up to the boom to the bust. No SWE in New York. You know where you could get SWE? Not that you should do this, but there's this great product. It's called TANGEM. And TANGEM is my favorite cold storage device. And within TANGEM, you can do swaps. You can do swaps. And somebody, that somebody is me, used the swaps to swap out a whole plethora of different cryptos for a ton coin. Now they just listed SWE where you do the exact same thing on a decentralized exchange. I'm not saying you should do that. I believe it's against the terms of service in New York. I'm saying it is a possibility for other people out there. That's all. That's all. And don't tell anybody, or I can't deny that I said that, but I'm just telling you, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But that's how you would do it if you did it. All right, so let's see. Hey, man, Nuker. I don't know. Do you think we'll get another 34% dip in MicroStrategy? I hope not. I own stock in that recently. So actually, yeah, I got to tell you, wouldn't that be the worst thing of all time? Let's say it does dip 40%, but people buy MicroStrategy. If you believe in Bitcoin, I don't see there's a reason why you wouldn't believe in MicroStrategy. Yeah. Grandma's paying over 10K per month at a private facility. I can guarantee that's about the average nationwide. Yeah, private room versus Medicare covered, semi-private. I don't know. Well, depends on if it's a SNF, a skilled nursing facility, or assisted living, or if it's just a assisted or memory care facility. It's all different. And they're pricey, man. They are pricey. 10K a month. Yep. Dad is 97, mom's almost 90. Wow, good genes. Yeah, Stumbledore says my dad died from Lewy body disease syndrome. Not pretty. Very, very aggressive form of dementia. Very true. It's great, but you get hosed in the spread. And this, we'll leave it right here. Come up in an hour. MicroStrategy has been paying off. Can't wait to see their macros. On that dad joke, I will bid you all adieu. So everybody, thanks for sticking with me in the Q&A. Like today's video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys early tomorrow for our Saturday stream. That'll be super early because I got some things to do. But that's it. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.